Plains Texans. He's one of my favorite. He's Kelvin Sharp. And I got to make a confession to you, Kelvin. I was talking smack about the male presidents, BB and, of course, Cheryl Sparks over at Howard. I was asking how they deal with all you guys, Greg Williams and Steve McCleary and the rest of the presidents, and they said that they get a lot of help from you guys.
Well, it's a great conference to be in. Very proud to be a part of it.
It is, and of course, one of the reasons I always like to get you, and I always got to talk about rodeo.
Sure.
How are the Texans rodeo team doing this year?
We've got some kids from quite a distance from Texas, and we got some local kids too. Probably standing in the region in top 10 in about 3 or 4 different events: steer wrestling, calf roping, the goat tying.
All right. Of course, if you've watched me the last 4 years, Kelvin was a rodeo star in college. And what was your specialty again?
Team roping was what I probably was most successful at.
Team roping. That just sounds exciting.
Yes, sir.
Well, you got a pretty good basketball team. They're ranked 5th in the nation, and you're looking to, I guess, go up there and go door to door and get some money to send them to Hutchinson if they can squeeze through this tournament.
Well, we'd be excited if we can get through this. This is always a tough regional basketball tournament. It doesn't matter if it's the group from the east side or the west. It doesn't make any difference.
And you just say it. You roll call: South Plains, Howard, New Mexico. Odessa didn't even make it this year, and they were pretty good. Western Texas got in for the first time in a long time. They were pretty good. And then you look at the other side, McLennan, they lost today, but they're ranked 7th in the nation, and they got beat by Howard. And, you know that because you got to play Howard 2 times every year.
That's exactly right. It's always good games.
All right, now, enough about athletics because we know South Plains really rules. Number one thing I want to know about is your fans. They are just really supportive. They really get after it, don't they?
Well, we've been blessed to have a great student activities director, Jody Redding, and she's got a group down here at the end of the court. She calls the 6th man.
Well, I would too, the 6th and 7th man. Yeah. They're awesome.
And they do a great job of encouraging the boys, and we've always had with the Texan Club, our booster club, a great following of athletics. So it's very fun.
Of course, I deal with Joe Walker and, of course, the big man, the Tub, one of the best athletic directors, also president of the NJCAA. So I know you get a lot of good help. But let's talk about what you guys are really doing good. All these jobs you're getting these young students. I mean, the oil business is going crazy, the natural gas, and you've tailored some programs, I'm sure, to help get in that industry.
Well, we have, and allied health is a big one. We created a new space for our nursing department, and those students can come out, and get a job right away. We've got great business partners in the diesel mechanics business. That's one of the things in the oil field they can't ever get enough of is just
that's a job waiting to happen.
Right, exactly. And so we've been blessed with some of our space utilization at Levelland and creating programs and just having good programs for these kids to get out and get to work.
That's got to make you feel good, satisfaction when you see a young man out there making $30 an hour, and I know you're proud. And so what else have we got going on at that great institution about 20 miles away in Levelland?
Well, our partnership with Texas Tech is pretty unique too, and they're a great articulation partner with us. We transfer about 80% of our students to Texas Tech.
Yeah, I couldn't pick a better school.
Right, and so the students come to us and they know to which direction they're going, and so do we, and we're able to kind of fulfill their prerequisites towards a baccalaureate degree.
It's an easy transfer.
Yeah, it's just a smooth transfer, and so along with the technical programs where the students go out and get employment, we've also got a really streamlined system in academics where they can get baccalaureate degrees.
Well, I needed you. My 13 years in junior college was kind of tough. Oh, I'm just kidding. I had a great experience. I grew up, and I was able to commute about 20 miles to Pensacola Junior College, who made the state tournament for the first time in Florida in a long time. But I wouldn't trade my experience. That 2 years allowed me to grow up. Mm-hmm. And then I went on to a 4-year university. But I tell you what you guys do, it's impressive. Now, I see your cheerleaders. They're pretty good. I see your spirit group. We know you got a rodeo team. Your girls basketball team is in the tournament.
Right.
Y'all just excel at everything. Is there anything y'all don't do well?
I don't think so. Probably the the thing that we do best is in the classroom. I have to compliment our faculty. We have an outstanding group of people that support our students, and that's one thing that we're able to do at Levelland is kind of keep the classes smaller and Reese.
That is a big advantage.
And that way those faculty members get to know those students and have every opportunity. Those students have every opportunity to be successful.
Now, where does most of your student, I guess your student Lubbock area, obviously, do you get over there and cross over into the Hobbs territory and New Mexico and get some of Steve's kids?
We get some kids out of New Mexico, but the majority of our students come from about a 15-county service area. That's kind of our designated area, and we have dual credit in 74 high schools. So we have students that are starting with us their junior, senior year, and we're wanting them to finish with us and then transfer or go out and get a job, whichever their choice is.
Well, I had a recommendation for you. I want you, if you have it, to drop your weather prediction department, because I've never seen crazier weather than I see in this part of the country. We came down and it was cold, and then the next day it was 75. And I did a softball game last year that was 31, and then the next day it was 95. So, yeah, don't be trying to get any weather procrastinators, because you just can't predict weather in this part of the country, can you?
That's exactly right. And you can go 20 miles and it can be different 20 miles away. It's very unique here. But we're about to crack into the spring season. Hopefully get some rain, hopefully get some warmer weather, and it's going to turn really green around here soon.
Well, I can't let you go without telling the story, because you're called South Plains, but you're in North Texas, Northwest Texas, but this is the southern end of the plains that go up through, I guess, Oklahoma and that area.
Kansas, yes, sir.
Kansas. So that's why it's the South Plains. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, you're looking pretty good out there. I saw you brought your family with you. Are they enjoying the game?
Oh, of course. I've got a son that's an 8th grader, and he's into that 6-man costume and ready to go. So.
Oh, what's his favorite sport?
Basketball.
All right, so he's going to be a basketball player.
Well, he's going to try.
Well, hey, look, you got the strings. We'll just tell your great coach, if you don't start him, start looking down the road. No, I'm teasing. You do have one of the top coaches in the country.
Yeah, I'm very proud of what Steve's been able to accomplish.
Oh, he's brilliant.
2 national championships. There's only a very few coaches in junior college history that even have 2.
One. Or that even get to Hutchinson,
right.
Much less. I know how hard it is to get to Hutchinson, and you got to, especially out of this district. Howard won it 4 years ago. South Plains won it 2 years ago. New Mexico won it. They didn't win the national championship. But I've had 4 different champions in the 4 years that I've done it before. Midland won it 1 year, and they're not even here this year. They're
right.
in a rebuilding season. So it's a war here. And, of course, I guess the North is what it's called, McLennan and Temple. They just like to get a state win here.
Yeah. Well, and they come competitive. Don't
they are.
All those teams are ready to go. That's one thing about a tournament. It always brings out the best, I think. Those kids, they want to perform well, and they know that every game's that could be the last one, so they're playing hard.
Now, do you work with the presidents of the other conference like you do the presidents in the North? You work with the West. You actually the North. You're the West. Do you work with those guys also?
Yes, we do. Region 5 we'll have a meeting in the morning, really, and we'll get together as presidents and talk about the different rule changes that are coming through and what's good for our region and how we want to vote when it comes to a national vote. Yeah, we all work together, and I think every one of them is out for what's best for our kids.
I can guarantee that. I work in Florida also, and it's just different. Over there, the athletic directors just handle everything. I love the president's involvement in Texas. I like, I get to talk to, Sparks about it, and yourself, yeah. Greg Williams. I like the way y'all get involved. And Steve McCleary, he's in there. I wouldn't change anything. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No, they're just a great group of people to work with, and if we weren't just all in different towns, we'd all be together in one big institution, I think.
You'd be going to dinner every Wednesday night. That's right after church. So, all right. Well, I appreciate you. He's Kelvin Sharp. He's one of my favorite presidents. He's a former rodeo star, and one of these days, you know, I've been trying to drum up that competition where all the presidents have to do a rodeo event, so that way I can get you a championship.
There you go. There you go. That's what it'd take.
Greg Williams keeps backing out on me, and I think Steve's going to play the age factor, but you know, we're going to pull that off one day.
Well, Greg, you know, he'll probably want to take you one-on-one right out here on the court, and I sure couldn't handle him, I know.
Well, you'd have to get physical with him.
There you go.
You'd have to give him that old forearm in the back.
There you go.
Kelvin, I appreciate it. We're going to let you get back to your high seat up there with your family and those crazy 6-man fans with all the fat heads over there, and see if you guys can't pull out a victory against a very tough Collin County team.
Well, thank you for the invitation. I enjoy the visit every year, and we're just grateful that y'all are here to
It's my
televise.
favorite job.
You know, these kids, some of them, their parents don't get to come and be here in person, so it's great that
we got guys.
this
We got a
chance.
kid here from New Zealand. We're hoping his folks get to watch the game. And you know, I told my wife I had to go to work. She goes, "You ain't working. You're having too much fun."
There
so,
you go.
all right. Well, we will see you. We'll probably get you on later in the week. Friday the men play again, but we'll see the girls tomorrow from South Plains. So you guys got 2 teams here.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
He's
sir.
Kelvin, and boy, we love having the Prez on. So thank you very much.